Hi, this is Jessica with Dining Traveler, and welcome to the Dining Traveler cooking series, where we cook dishes from our favorite destinations at home. And we've been going to la playa. We've been going to the beaches of Puerto Rico, making frituras, these crispy, delicious fried treats that you find all over the place. This time we're gonna make tostones de pana, pana, breadfruit, panapin. It's very common in the Caribbean. It's actually kind of difficult to find outside, especially here where I live in Brussels. So when I saw it, I knew I had to make something with it. And a special thanks to the National Museum of Puerto Rican Arts and Culture in Chicago. They have a great selection of virtual and in-person programming. Make sure you guys check them out. The link is in the description. So now let's get started. So the first step is to peel the pana. There's many different ways to do it. We are gonna cut the bottom part, and then I'll cut the top part just a little bit, and then we are gonna start peeling the sides. Now the pana is peeled and we are gonna go ahead and start cutting it. The first step is to cut it in quarters. Then we are gonna grab a paring knife and we are gonna cut out that soft, spongy part of the pana. So now we're gonna get ready to cut the pana. We're just gonna cut them in big enough pieces for them to fry. Everybody has their different style, and we're gonna throw them in a bowl of salted water for a little bit. I know it's challenging to get super fresh pana outside of Puerto Rico or the Caribbean, so we do the best that we can. So you see these little parts here that are brown. We're gonna use a paring knife and try to get rid of them as much as we can. Now we're gonna get ready to fry the pana. So while the oil heats up, I get my work area ready. So I have the pana, I dried it with a towel. I have a plate with a paper towel so I can put the panas after they fry. And I also have a tortilla press. This is a good substitute to a tostonera if you don't have one or you can't find one. If you can't find either of them, that's cool too. Just use like a frying pan or a small cutting board, something heavy that you can really work it. And I also have some tongs. And I also wanted to give a little tip about frying. I know that sometimes it's really hard to figure out when the oil is hot enough. And the problem is that if you try to put something in the frying pan when the oil is not hot enough, it's gonna suck up all that oil and you're not gonna get something nice and crunchy. I recommend getting a thermometer. I still use it after all these years. It's really handy. And that's gonna show us the temperature of the oil. Is at 350, so we are gonna add the pieces of pana. So we're gonna let the pieces of pana cook for around 4 to 5 minutes until they feel a little bit crispy on the outside. We're gonna remove them from the heat and we're gonna put them on a plate with paper towel and just let them cool for a few minutes. So now we make the tostón. We'll place it here, place it in your tostonera, bring it down, and then you throw it back in the fryer. So the first step is done, where we cook the pana and we smush it either with your tostonera or any other surface that you have. And now they're ready to be fried again. And we want to let them fry around 3 to 4 minutes until they're nice and crispy. So now the tostones are nice and crispy, so we want to remove them from the frying pan and put them on a plate with a towel so we can absorb that extra oil. So this is how we make tostones de pana at Casa Dining Traveler. I know it can be challenging sometimes to cook with some of these ingredients that we're used to in the island, and now we live abroad. So whenever I see things like pana at the market, I have to buy it. It might not be the same and might not have the same crunch that we're used to, but it still brings us that flavor of La Isla to the house. So if you guys have any feedback, questions, please add them to the comments. And a big thank you to the National Museum of Puerto Rican Arts and Culture for making this video happen. Make sure you guys check out the link in the description. And now this is my favorite part, and it is to dip my tostón in some mayo ketchup and eat it. So thank you, bye.